For my positive and drawback of the Clifton 7 thus far, losing the overlays on the upper, good, and also this heel counter. That's right, a DGR pickle, a DeMoor Global Running Pickle. What do I mean by the title of the vlog? Oh my goodness. So yesterday, the game plan was to do 2 runs, so run in the morning and run in the afternoon. As you know, I went up and down Mount Elbert trying to run as fast as I possibly could. And because of that, I knew, especially the downhill, I knew my legs were gonna be a little tired, a little beat up for the double in the afternoon. Therefore, I put it to a vote on Twitter. What are the chances, everyone? Look at these results. The Hoka Clifton 7 or the Hoka Clifton Edge tied 50-50. I basically asked which shoe would you like me to review next, and it came into a dead even tie. That's absolutely amazing. 50-50, split down the middle, and so I had to make a decision. Here comes the part of the pickle. I had to make a decision. Which shoe do I test out next for all of you? And I decided to go with the durometer test. Basically my thumbs pressing into the midsole. Can you see the flex there in the Hoka Clifton 7? That's this one versus the Hoka Clifton Edge. And I went with the Clifton 7. I did go with the 7. Why? Because a much softer landing through this EVA midsole in the Clifton 7 versus the Clifton Edge, just so you know. Now, I will be doubling again today, and I'm gonna take the Clifton Edge out for my second run, but I will not be giving you my first impressions today. That'll happen probably over the weekend or maybe on Monday. Sound like a game plan? Okay, so we're diving in to the Clifton 7 first impressions. 2 runs thus far. First run was 11 miles at about 7:05 a mile. That was yesterday. And today's run was 15 miles at about 7:40. There it is on your screen, about 7:40 a mile. So 2 different paces, pretty long run, middle distance runs for me, but definitely 2 different experiences. I guess I'll just say right now, yesterday, it was wild, just a wild to put on this shoe, and my legs were a little tired, but my goal for me is to be more of a 4-foot striker, okay? And so even this Clifton 7 with a huge, crazy midsole, it actually did pretty well at 7:05, about 7:05 a mile, where I felt like I could toe off decent, okay? Here we go, 5mm drop from heel to toe, 29 in the heel, 24 in the 4-foot. I frankly don't know if I buy that, and I'm just struggling to find really accurate information right now. There's just not a lot of people who have tested this shoe out. Let me just try here. Man, and also it's a slightly decoupled outsole, so that makes it even more difficult. Okay. I'll stick with it. It's coming in right about 28, 29 in the heel, so maybe it is accurate. It feels way like a much higher stack height, just so you know, because it is such a soft landing. I'm sorry, ladies, I could not find a women's size 8 to give you the weight of a women's size 8. Again, the shoe is so new to the market that not a lot of people have tested it out thus far. In men's size 9, we're looking at 8.7 ounces or 246 grams. It did lose 0.3 ounces from the Clifton 6, so that is a great trend line for the Clifton lineup. And in my size, here we go. Better put this back in. I have not weighed it yet. Hold on. 8.1 in my size, not too shabby, coming in at 237 grams. I'm just gonna say, it frankly feels a little bit lighter than that, just underfoot. I think it's probably gets back to the fact that the shoe is such a soft landing. All right, we just did the road shoe matrix vlog about 3 weeks ago. This will have to happen. It didn't make it in because I should say this shoe is not available until August of 2020. I'm just gonna call it right now. This is gonna be an easy day, soft landing shoe for me. I'm just telling you right now. And so that upper left-hand corner in the road running shoe matrix, late 2020. It's such a soft landing, it's unbelievable. Okay, moving on now to the upper. It's an engineered mesh upper, okay? It did lose some of the, And it did lose some of the overlays from 2019, which increases the breathability of the upper. Great work there, Hoka. It lost the pull tab. Hold on here. I'm going to stick this back in. It lost the pull tab on the heel counter and now has a heel flare. What does this look like, everyone? It looks like Nike and it looks like New Balance, especially the New Balance Beacon V2. Look at that heel flare. I think it's a trend line across the running shoe landscape to put this kind of heel flare here in the back. And I'm gonna say now, the heel pocket, so where your heel sits inside the shoe, this heel counter is pretty stout actually. Not a lot of give to it, and I like it. I feel like my heel was really locked into that heel pocket through my first 2 runs in the Clifton 7. Okay, moving on to the tongue of the shoe. It is semi-gusseted. Love that. Yeah, very comfortable lockdown with that tongue. I'd say I'm gonna say approaching plush, if not definitely plush through the tongue and decent through the heel counter as far as overall comfort of the upper. And one last point on the upper, the eyelet chain, a little loosey-goosey. I'm not gonna say sloppy, but just a little loosey-goosey. I felt like if I wanted to lace up even tighter, that these eyelet chains were gonna pull almost completely together. So anyway, not the end of the world, but it did feel a little loosey-goosey through the eyelet chain. Okay, moving on to the midsole, a huge midsole. Can you see the width of this shoe? It's such a wide landing area. Bottom line, that EVA midsole, they definitely went for the soft approach, which, you know, the Clifton lineup is known for. Actually, not the question of the day, but I'm curious, who has been running in the Clifton lineup all the way back to the 1, which we all love? Like, who did not love the Hoka Clifton 1? I don't really, like, I think that shoe really kind of changed, I don't want to say, well, maybe I should say revolutionized the running shoe landscape, because it was kind of a maximalist approach to running shoe cushion versus coming off of kind of the heels, pun intended, the heels of the minimalist movement. So anyway, the Hoka Clifton 1, have you running that shoe, and who's been running in the Clifton lineup for a long, long time? And onto that outsole, it's exposed EVA, especially here through the midfoot. I like that, and I would say basically just the right amount of rubber through the outsole to help increase the durability of this shoe. A little bit in the heel here and a little bit in the forefoot. I like that they did not cover the entire outsole, especially through the forefoot here with rubber. A little bit of a decoupled groove here. I think it's just a little bit. Who knows? They might be able to increase how much this is decoupled here, moving from the midfoot back to the heel in future iterations of the Clifton lineup. I felt it just a little bit through my foot strike out there, so I think I'm enjoying more of the decoupled grooves through the outsole. In other shoes, like I'm thinking of the Nova Blast, I'm thinking of the Glide Ride, I'm thinking of the Peg 37. So anyway, I wouldn't be surprised if this decoupled groove increases in size down the line. Okay, moving on now to the fit and the comfort. Fit true to size, no issues there. And I must say, like, sometimes, I guess sometimes Hoka has a little bit of a narrower fit through the forefoot. I'm trying to think of an example of the past, but for me, this did not feel narrow at all through the forefoot especially, nor through the midfoot. So true to size, no issues there. As far as comfort, I'm gonna go, 7 out of 10. That's pretty good for the comfort of the upper, especially this collar area that wraps around your ankle. And as far as the comfort of the midsole, so soft, so plush. I'm gonna say right now, not a responsive ride. This is, even though I went 7:05 a mile yesterday, this would not be my first option for 7:0, which is basically like a steady pace for me. I would choose a much different shoe for 7:05 a mile. Like I'm not saying I was working harder because of that midsole, but anyway, it's definitely a plush, soft ride through the midsole. For my positive and drawback of the Clifton 7 thus far, losing the overlays on the upper, good, and also this heel counter, just how that heel pocket is, I just felt so secure through the heel counter there. So love, love, love that. Those are my positives thus far for the Clifton 7. My drawback is that I actually felt a little unstable. That rarely happens for me. Even though the landing area is so wide, and again, the stack height, maybe it is 29 and 24. I need to see some more people with actual lasers who measure these shoes to see their reports. But I felt high off the ground. And I'm just going to say on the first run, I felt a little unstable. Second run, not as much. Okay, so that's my only drawback thus far for the Clifton 7 is that definitely 100%, you probably already know this, no ground contact feel at all. Like you are up in the sky, in the clouds, and frankly, it kind of felt like running on clouds today in the Clifton 7. Okay, for my durability prediction, we're going to go with 300 to 400 miles. 300 to 400, not that high actually. I have a feeling because this midsole is so soft that it's going to compress pretty quickly. And you're not gonna get the full benefit of that midsole cushion for very, very long, and the fact that there's not a ton of rubber on the outsole. I'm not sure on the upper. I don't know. I think the Clifton 1 actually, major issues with the durability of the upper. I do think this has improved, of course, over the last, 6, 7 iterations for the upper durability. How will I use this shoe moving forward? When I really, really want to baby my legs, especially when I'm doubling like I did yesterday, okay? Just nice and soft. Even when I want to just like not focus as much as being a 4-foot striker and relax a little bit and just strike the heel or midfoot and just like really zone out and not think about my running form as much with respect to the foot strike. Who is it best for? Of course, if you love a soft landing, this is the shoe for you. All right, this is definitely the shoe for you. For the price, and would I buy again? $130, not too shabby. That's basically, it's a little high. 120 would be perfect. Usually 120 is the price I give for easy day shoes, and I'm going to put this in the easy day category. But 130, not too bad. I'd obviously prefer if it was closer to that 120 price point. And would I buy again? I frankly would, actually, And now I'm trying, okay, in the last, let's say, 2 years or 18 months, I've been leaning a little bit away from maximalist shoes or shoes that are really highly cushioned, mostly because I'm really trying to focus more so of that 4-foot striking, and I just find it a little more difficult to do so in shoes that have a lot of cushion, a lot of stack height. But when the legs are barking at me, like right now I have all my compression sleeves on, like my hamstring and quad compression sleeves, my calf compression sleeves, because I'm going back to the mountains tomorrow. I'm just trying to recover as much as possible. So I would definitely grab for this shoe out of the running shoe rotation when I really want to baby my legs moving forward. All right, everyone, sound good? That's my first impression. Overall, if you like the Clifton 6, I think you'll love the Clifton 7. Just putting it out there right now. And I believe it's available early August, so about a little over a month from now. You guys are the best first impressions in the books. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching the vlog, sharing the love, spreading it around. We're just going onward and upward. And oh yeah, question of the day. Here we go. For Hoka, what is, oh man, this is crazy. So, I mean, listen, Hoka wasn't really on the scene. What was it? I don't know, 10 years ago, 12 years ago? I forget when they launched exactly. I'll put it on the screen right now. But what has been your favorite Hoka? So this is all the Hoka fans out there. What has been your favorite Hoka shoe and what iteration, okay? Again, going back to the Clifton 1, so many people love that shoe. I love that shoe. Actually, that shoe, when I took a break from running a little bit, like I was running maybe like 20 miles a week or 30, like I was running very low volume after college. I just needed a break. But then about 5 years ago, kind of thanks to my brother, really, I had a reigniting of my passion of running and especially mountain running. And really the first shoe that it was the Clifton 1. Crazy. I wish I would have held on to the shoe. I ended up, I think, donating it at a running shoe store. But anyway, the Clifton 1 was a good one. So that's my answer. What's your answer? Onward and upward. And it could be road or trail for your answers down below. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. Butter the bread, butter the bread. All right, we'll toss it back to either an old Hoka running review or the Hoka running shoe playlist, okay? Whichever one I can dig up first will be right there. It'll be connected to Hoka. Right there, right there, right there. Onward and upward, seek beauty, work hard, and love each other. See you tomorrow.